something strange is happening at HGTV. The network, once known for heartwarming home makeovers, unforgettable personalities, and shows that made you believe in second chances, is quietly unraveling. And fans? They've noticed. Over the course of just 1 week in June 2025, HGTV abruptly canceled not one, not two, but 4 major shows. Gone. No warning, no explanation. And now, viewers are asking, has HGTV lost its soul? The cancellations didn't come with bold headlines or splashy press releases. Instead, they trickled in through quiet Instagram posts. First came a heartfelt message from Egypt Sherrod and Mike Jackson, hosts of Married to Real Estate. Then came Keith Bynum and Evan Thomas from Bargain Block, followed by Jonathan Knight of Farmhouse Fixer, and finally, Izzy Batris from Izzy Does It. One by one, each host shared the same devastating news. Their shows had been canceled by HGTV. These weren't experimental pilots or low-performing placeholders. These were the network's core lineup. Married to Real Estate had 4 strong seasons and a fiercely loyal fan base. Bargain Block regularly pulled in over 730,000 viewers. Farmhouse Fixer nearly touched 1 million per episode, making it one of HGTV's top performers. And yet, all were cut with no official explanation, no farewell, just silence. As word spread, fans erupted across social media platforms. Some begged for answers, others vented their anger, and many simply grieved the end of shows that had become part of their routine, their comfort television. Longtime viewers flooded comment sections with disbelief. One fan wrote, "Why cancel the shows that still feel real? I don't want influencers. I want real renovators with real heart." Another added, "I've been watching HGTV for over 20 years. But this, I'm done." And just like that, the bond between network and audience started to fracture. On the surface, it might seem like a business move, but insiders suggest there's more to the story. HGTV is owned by Warner Bros. Discovery, a media giant currently undergoing sweeping changes across all its platforms. And one of those changes? Cut costs, cut shows, cut anything that doesn't fit the new vision. Analysts say HGTV might be trying to reposition itself for the streaming era, where attention spans are shorter, competition is tougher, and audiences demand faster content with flashier visuals. The problem? That's never been HGTV's lane. Some speculated that low ratings were the reason for the cuts. But let's look at the numbers. Bargain Block was outperforming newer series like Fix My Frankenhouse. Farmhouse Fixer had higher viewership than several shows still airing. Even Married to Real Estate, which dipped to around 571,000 viewers, had a strong multi-season run and a deep emotional connection with viewers. So if these weren't underperforming shows, why cancel them? The answer seems rooted not in failure, but in redirection. The truth is, HGTV has been losing steam for years. In 2021, the average primetime viewership was over 1.2 million. By 2024, that dropped to 773,000. And by April 2025, just 614,000. That's not a slow decline. That's a free fall. Executives are panicking, and some of their decisions show it. While HGTV struggles to hold its audience, competitors are rising fast. Netflix has fully embraced real estate drama. Think luxury listings, bold personalities, and million-dollar stakes. Selling Sunset, Buying Beverly Hills, and The Parisian Agency have turned real estate into reality TV gold. HBO Max gave Chip and Joanna Gaines their own Magnolia network, siphoning off many of HGTV's most faithful fans. And then there's TikTok, the wild card. TikTok isn't just stealing viewers. It's breeding a new generation of home designers, decorators, and DIY stars. In seconds, TikTok can show a before and after transformation, a decorating hack, or a viral design trend, and get millions of views. No ad breaks, no filler. It's fast, it's free, and it's changing the game. In 2023, HGTV tried to join the social media wave. They launched Home in a Heartbeat, starring Gailey Alex, a viral TikTok star known for her jaw-dropping room makeovers. On paper, it looked like the perfect fusion. Online star meets legacy network. But behind the scenes, it was chaos. Gailey later revealed she had to walk away from the show for her own well-being. 86-hour work weeks, non-stop filming, emotional exhaustion. In the end, the show's glittery success couldn't cover the cost, and not just financially. It cost Gailey her health, and it proved that HGTV's attempt to pivot into TikTok-style programming wasn't as seamless as it seemed. This failed experiment showed a deeper problem. HGTV doesn't know what its audience wants anymore. They're trying to please two completely different groups: younger, social media-savvy viewers who want flash and speed, longtime fans who crave warmth, emotion, and storytelling. The result? Neither group feels fully seen. The older audience feels abandoned. The younger audience doesn't feel loyal. And the middle? The middle is disappearing. Ask any longtime HGTV viewer what drew them to the network, and you'll hear the same themes. Relatable hosts, emotional journeys, messy renovations that reflect real life, and yes, some feel-good endings. They don't want a content creator in a ring light. They want Chip and Jo getting their hands dirty, Egypt and Mike balancing budgets and parenting, Keith and Evan reviving a city one house at a time. They want real people doing real work, not reality TV fluff. But perhaps the most painful part? The complete silence from HGTV. There's been no press conference, no explanation, no message to viewers. Just a growing list of canceled shows, and hosts left to share their heartbreak on social media. Mike Jackson posted, "God makes no mistakes, but people and opinions do." Egypt Sherrod added, "Sometimes God has to rip you out of something to make space for something better." Those aren't just spiritual reflections. They're clues. Clues that this wasn't a graceful goodbye. It was a decision made behind closed doors, and those affected are still reeling. So what happens now? HGTV might be reimagining its brand. It might be chasing TikTok trends or trying to streamline its budget. But one thing is certain: the fans are watching. And they're not just watching the shows, they're watching the decisions. They want transparency, they want consistency, and above all, they want to feel like they still belong in the HGTV family. Because if HGTV continues to strip away what made it special, what's left? In many ways, HGTV stands at a crossroads. Down one path, a glossier, trendier, influencer-driven future. Faster edits, flashier homes, fewer heartstrings. Down the other, a return to roots. Stories that resonate, families that matter, and renovations that inspire. The question is, which one will they choose? And will they realize the danger in abandoning the very people who built their brand? Because here's the truth: you can't fake authenticity. And you can't replace emotional connection with clever cuts. Even now, fans are rewatching old episodes. They're following Egypt and Mike on Instagram. They're binging Windy City Rehab reruns. They're hoping for a bargain block reboot or a return of the Farmhouse magic. Because those stories didn't just entertain, they made people feel something: hope, comfort, possibility. And that's not something a TikTok trend can replace. HGTV may have big plans. It may think reinvention is the way forward. But reinvention only works if you remember what made you loved in the first place. So now, fans wait. They wait for clarity. They wait for better choices. And some wait for an apology. Because the golden age of HGTV wasn't about numbers. It was about heart. And without that, it's not just the end of a few shows. It's the end of an era. If HGTV doesn't start listening to the fans who made it a household name, they won't just lose viewers. They'll lose their legacy.